I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call to quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. My heart on my sleeve, stress, seal my greed. That's how I get it. Success ain't no given. Some days I don't eat, I don't sleep. When I'm focused, I'm dangerous. They don't want it when I'm anxious. Ain't no limit till I tank. I'm running on fumes. The opposition don't amaze. The roads racing through the pavement. Get your hands out of my bag. I know that's because I've been in it. I don't need to brag. I guess that's what happens when you taking care of your business. But some family, you do the math. I'm out of my pocket. Houston, we got a problem, man. Perfect, let them watch me. Elevating, got them nauseous. Cause I'm the pilot in the cockpit. Nose diving in the house. And woo! Watch out, get ahead. Watch out, get ahead. Watch out, get ahead.
It's time! Welcome to DFS by the Numbers with your host, Brady.
Better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers. This is Best Bet for UFC San Diego. Going to give you my best bet for each and every fight on the card. And as always, on Best Bet, there are only two rules. The first rule is we are going to be using current lines. And the second rule is no passing, no matter the fight. Even Cynthia Jalvio, Nina Nunez, I'll be giving a bet, unfortunately. But yeah, looking forward to this card. We have 13 fights, have a lot of action. And I will be missing the prelims. I do have to go to a wedding, unfortunately, but I'll be back in time for the main card, I'm hoping. And the main card's fire. I have a bet, I think, on every single fight on the main card besides the Azmat fight. So should be a good time. As always, before we get started, if you guys can please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Let's keep growing the channel. Dana White's Contender Series content coming out on Monday. Also going to push really hard to get the prediction video out for UFC 278 on Monday as well. Just a lot of things going on, so make sure you guys are subscribed there. All right, let us shout out the chat before we get started. We have Habo WTAT. What is up? How you doing? We got Uncle Weezy in the chat. We got Papa Chuck. We have Safe. My Parlay Bets. We have SKD in the chat. We got Cisco, Eric. We have Andy Mush, M. Mao, Papa Chuck, Uncle Keith. We got Goose in the chat as well. Aiken, what is up, guys? Thank you for hanging out with me on a Saturday. And I say we get right into it. I have to leave here around 3:30 Eastern time. Got Garrett in the chat as well. What is up, Garrett? How you doing? All right, so we'll start here with the first fight of the night, and we have Damon Blackshear going against Yusuf Zalal. And a play that really sticks out to me is going to be that fight goes to decision. Minus 196 on FanDuel. It was minus 190 on DraftKings. Looks like it just got hit there. But the reason being is both of these guys extremely durable. Both these guys, their submission defense is on point. You know, Blackshear's fought some very good fighters like Pat Sabatini. Zalal's fought some very good fighters like Sungwoo Choi, you know, Aliyah Taporia. And both are guys, you know, their durability is held up. Neither guy's been finished, I think, in like 9 professional losses. So I think the fight goes to decision. Minus 196, good. It was minus 190, like I said. I think it's a good spot. Don't have a bet on this fight personally, but that was a spot that I was really looking at throughout the week. But yeah, I lean this fight to go to decision, and I do like that minus 196 here on FanDuel. Let's get paid. Yeah, that is always the goal. Brady, remember... Not pulling on. There we go. Brady, remember when you said last week this card was the week to miss? Yeah, I remember that. That was crazy. On paper, it seems like the cards that are on paper very good, or very bad, they always deliver. And the cards that are really good on paper, like UFC London a couple weeks ago, that was like the best card of the year on paper, and it was like the worst card to watch. So yeah, this is a card that I think will deliver. So I'm hoping it actually delivers. You're the man. I love these breakdowns. Appreciate you for hanging out. Guy J. My parlay bet saying here to stop by and say what is up. Our picks are very similar. Going to watch PFL. There we go. Yeah, PFL is going on right now. Let's get it. I agree. All right, we'll keep moving on. We have Jason Wick going against Josh Quinlan, a fight that we talked about last week, and I'm going to go with the same thing here. I'm going to go with Quinlan by KO plus 105, which, yeah, this line doesn't really make a ton of sense to me considering you take a look at the money line, and on FanDuel, he's minus 290 to win the fight, but he's only plus 105, and I don't know why it's not pulling up here. Best fight odds has been having some problems the last couple of days. But regardless, Quinlan plus 105 to win by knockout. I think that is literally how he wins. Jason Witt has some of the worst durability in the UFC. Surprisingly, he is not the least durable fighter on this card. We'll talk about him in a second. But yeah, Quinlan, a ton of power and 100% finish rate. Jason Witt finishing all 8 of his losses. I think the Quinlan by KO is how I would attack this. And again, it's plus money, plus 105. So I don't hate a shot on that. Kind of sketchy fight overall with it getting pushed back a week and everything like that. But I do think if Quinlan wins this fight, it is by knockout and really could be any round. I think it could be the first round. If Jason Witt wants to come out there and strike, I think it could be the second round if Witt has success early with the wrestling. And I think it could be also in the third round if Witt does have success in the wrestling and does slow down. So I think Quinlan's live for a knockout in any single round, and that is at plus money on FanDuel Sportsbook. Brady, what is the weight loss update? You were looking sharp. Yeah, around 100 pounds. We're trying to keep it around 100 pounds. Going to start lifting and stuff. But the goal is to, start lifting. Quinlan is going to get beat. Yeah, I think so as well. Oh, you think Quinlan's going to get beat? Maybe. And if you could do like Witt, I think the decision only on DraftKings is a good look. Decision only for Witt on DraftKings is minus 120. That means that if the fight does end inside the distance, you get refunded there. And if the fight does go to decision, you got Witt at minus 120 there. I think if he does win, it is by decision. He will get out wrestled throughout the fight. Yeah, it could happen, but I just don't trust the cardio of Witt there. All right, we'll keep moving on. We have, there we go. We have Odie Osborne going against Tyson Nam. And there is a bet that really sticks out here. And it's getting tempting. It is getting really tempting here on the Nam KO side. Like this plus 650 by knockout. That's literally how he wins. It's literally how Tyson Nam wins. He's not going to go out there and obviously submit Odie Osborne. He's not going to go out there and win a decision against Osborne. Nam, he's super low volume. He's not winning minutes against many fighters. If Nam wins this fight, it's going to be by knockout. Now, Odie Osborne has a 42% striking defense. He has been knocked out before. I'm getting very tempted on that Nam by KO at plus 650. I was tempted at plus 400, 450, plus 500, but this plus 650 is getting kind of ridiculous. So I don't know if I'm going to add it, but if I was to bet the fight, it would be this plus 650 there on the Nam side. I think Osborne does win. I think he wins by decision, but I'm not trusting Odie Osborne. He's almost minus 400 now, which is ridiculous. The cardio is not good. The striking defense is not good. And Nam, although he is 38 coming off a layoff, he does hit very, very hard. So if anything, it would be that Nam by knockout at plus 650. Kind of a ridiculous number there on his win condition. Witt decision plus 380. Weezy got Witt decision plus 450. There you go. Hey, DFS, you liked the Usman's knockout last week? Yeah, I did. It looked like he barely touched Palga and put him out. That was insane. Brady hit those weights. Soon you'll be looking like Patrick from Addicted to Combat. That guy is jacked. I don't know if I'll ever look like Patrick there. Tyson Nam finish only is juicy. Yeah, what is that? So on Bet Online, plus 175. Maybe it's a better price there on FanDuel, and it's actually gotten better throughout the week. But yeah, I think it could be a decent look. Tyson Nam is extremely durable, whereas I do question the durability of Odie Osborne, and I question the strike and defense. So don't know if I had that knockout prop, but it is very tempting to me. See what else we got in the chat here. We got a dono. Adrian, what is up, Adrian? $20. Appreciate you a ton. Always coming in here, donating, supporting, saying, wishing we all smash. That is the goal. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about tonight. Have a decent amount of bets. And yeah, hopefully we smash, man. And yeah, good luck to you, Adrian. Again, appreciate the dono a ton, man. So many live dogs. Yeah, I think there's a couple live dogs. And we'll talk about those as we go on. Let's go, Brady. Looking forward to your progress on the training. Appreciate that. Gregory saying, Brady, what's good? What is good? Good luck today. We got Odie, Clark, Nunez, Bloodshear, and Budai and Onama. Yeah, I'm very high on Budai this week, and I like Onama. I'm picking Nunez, but we'll talk about that fight soon. I'm not betting it. What is your ass shaving of the week? I do not do the ass shaving of the week. That is Wheezy, and Wheezy's ass shaving of the week is Martin Budai. We'll talk about that fight. If I was to pick an ass shaving, I don't know. I think a lot of people are getting their ass shaved this week. I think Charlie Ontiveros is getting his ass shaved. I think Jason Witt probably gets his ass shaved. I think Mearshark gets his ass shaved. I think Lucindo can get her ass shaved. I think Landwehr can get his ass shaved. I think, Dominic Cruz can get their ass shaved. I think a lot of ass shavings are going to happen on this card. Everyone hit that like button. I agree with Eric here. Juan Adams is one goofy looking guy. I like Juan. What female fight is most likely to finish? According to the odds, it's Lipsy Cachoeira, and I would tend to agree with that. Hit me up, Brady. I will get you some pre-UFC Bresky treatment. Oh, I don't know about that, Dave. I don't know about that. Let's see here. Budai won't shave ass. He'll probably win, but by decision. Yeah, I think he shaves ass, man. All right. Angela Hill gets that 37-year-old ass shaved. Is she 30? I think she's 38, right? Either way, she's 37 or 38. Definitely up there. All right, we'll go Charlie Ontiveros, Gabriel Benitez, and I don't know what to do here. This is like the McKinney fight last week where they're literally all over it. Like the minus 240 for the under 1.5. It's just unplayable. You don't want to lay that type of juice on an under 1.5. Do you want to bet the over? No, you don't. So in terms of picking a best bet on DraftKings, I took a look and they have Benitez to win in round 1 at minus 125. Bet Online had a plus 165. I guess that was the move. What is a best bet for this fight? I literally don't know. Like, there's nothing playable. I think Benitez wins. I think he wins in round 1. I think he wins by round 1 knockout, but the odds on that are just not great. I guess I'll just say the freaking, I don't know, fight doesn't get the decision as a parlay piece, minus 550, I guess, but I don't have a bet on this fight. I was looking to parlay the fight doesn't get the decision with something, but on DraftKings, I got it out at minus 750. Bovada earlier in the week had the fight doesn't go at minus 375. I probably should have parlayed it at that point, but decided not to. Wanted to kind of wait for FanDuel and DraftKings to get the props out, but looks like, does FanDuel have them out? Yeah, FanDuel actually just got the props out for this fight, or at least some of them. Let's see what they have. Yeah, they don't have much. They have like, what is this? Ontiveros wins by submission minus 100,000. Benitez wins by KO minus 100,000. That is a draw plus 5,000. What's going on here? Those can't be right. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, FanDuel just waited until like last second to get the props out, and then they made them literally unplayable. And that's kind of the thing. They don't want you to bet on this fight. They know what's going to happen. Kind of like the McKinney fight last week. They don't want to have your money on it, basically. And that is clear as day with some of those lines. So I guess fight doesn't go as a parlay piece, but no bet on that for me, which is a shame because I was really looking forward to playing some violence here in some aspect, but they're making it unplayable. What a bargain. Yeah, minus 10,000. Minus 10,000. Any fighter to win by KO. So DraftKings has the fight to end by KO, but I'm guessing it's like something crazy. Fight to end by KO minus 450. That is nuts. That is insane. Yeah, so they're all over all these. Do you like minus 115 for Vera to win by KO or Cruz by decision? Yeah, I don't hate that. I think it's a solid way to play it. DFS, would you rather go Calvillo and Silva or Odie and Uruguay? Probably Calvillo and Silva. Like Silva a ton. I like Oregi a ton. Not really big on Osborne this week on DFS. Thoughts on Quinlan? I think he gets a knockout. Cruz gets knocked out round 3. I'm thinking the round 3 or round 4. All right, we'll keep moving on. We have Cynthia Jalvio going against Nina Nunez. I'm going to keep it short and sweet here. The best bet is to not bet on this fight. A lot of people really confident on Cynthia Jalvio. She could win the fight, but minus 190, minus 194, she could win and you could cash that bet. But at what cost? If she loses this fight and you laid minus 191, minus 194, you're going to be really upset with yourself at the end of the night. And, this is a fight where I stopped betting fights like these a long time ago. Just so many red flags, so many question marks with both fighters. I'm going to give out the draw, which is plus 6,600. I don't know. There's nothing else I would bet. Nothing else I would even look at betting. I guess the fight goes to decision. Minus 200 would be okay, but does either fighter want to be there? We saw Calvillo quit in her last fight. Nunez, I'm not sure if she wants to be there. This is just a mess of a fight, a fight I'm not betting on. Clear pass, but if anything, the fight goes the draw, something like that. But I will not be having any money on this fight. And Kieran agrees with me. Best bet is a draw. I totally agree. If you wait till now to place your bets, you are getting screwed on some fights. But some fights you can still find some value, like that Nam by KO plus 650. Some lines do get better as the fight goes on. If you can justify betting on Cynthia Jalvio, you have a fetish for punishment, especially at this price tag. Like, she could win the fight, but at what cost to your mental health? Calvillo Nunez going decision is the best bet, I'd say so. Plus 8,000, there you go. Nunez by decision. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not betting this fight, but I would pick Nunez with no confidence. All right, well, moving on, we have Martin Buday going against Lucas Bresky. And for a best bet here, I'm going to go with Martin Buday to win. What is Buday inside the distance? What is KO? I'm going to go Martin Buday. I'll go inside the distance. Martin Buday inside the distance, minus 105. This guy is now minus 295, minus 300. Bresky, you saw him at the weigh-ins last night, and you compare him to his Sherdog picture, and they're just two different guys. You can clearly tell this guy got caught with PEDs. He's no longer using them, and he showed up in horrendous shape. He showed up, and he was like 230, like 233, 234, somewhere around there, like 236 even. And Buday showed up 266. He probably cut down to heavyweight. He's going to have like 30 pounds on him at minimum. And Bresky has a horrible gas tank. He gasses out in the first 2 minutes of the fight. I think Buday finishes Bresky. And minus 105 is not terrible. So give me minus 105, Buday inside the distance. I do have Buday on a parlay. I also have the fight doesn't go to decision. I am pretty high on Buday finishing Bresky here. I don't think Bresky has the gas tank to go the full 15. I literally think he's going to gas out in the pre-warm-ups backstage, or I think he's going to gas out on the walk out to the cage as well. So give me Buday to win. I think Buday gets it done inside the distance. Buday or Vera for DFS. That's a tough one. I have more confidence in Buday winning, but both have a ton of upside. Lupita's lock of the card. I hope so. Hope you're right. Buday wins inside the distance, minus 500. That's impossible. Buday by ass shaving. I think so as well. Buday over 40% owned. That's a lot. I don't know about that. I mean, Benitez is up there. You have who else is on? You have Benitez. You have Silva. You have Lupi. I think a lot of those fighters up there are going to get ownership. I don't know if he's going to be 40%. Benitez by KO is only minus 190. A little too much for me still. Yeah, it would be awesome to see Buday get one takedown. The fight's over. Buday by KO. Yeah, I could also see a sub, though. He has a brown belt for what it's worth. That's why I kind of went with inside the distance. All right, move on. We have Angela Hill going against Lupe Godinez. I do have Godinez in a parlay here. I think she's going to use her wrestling, get this fight down to the mat, grind out a decision here. I think on the feet, it's actually going to be competitive. I do favor Angela Hill, but I think with the wrestling threat from Godinez, it's really going to kind of stifle the offense of Angela Hill, kind of like it did in the Jandiroba fight. Like, I was surprised at how much success Verna Jandiroba was having in the striking, and that was because, Hill was worried about those takedowns, and she's absolutely going to be worried about those takedowns in this fight. I think Godinez makes it close and competitive on the feet, gets this fight down to the mat, rinse and repeat, 3-round decision. My best bet is either Godinez as a parlay piece or Godinez by decision, which is minus 150. On FanDuel Sportsbook, they have the round 3 or decision at minus 175. Get that extra round in there. I think that's a good look, but I'm pretty high on Lupi this week, as is everyone else. I think she wins, and I think she does win by decision. Angela Hill, extremely tough, only been finished twice in a ton of fights, showed great submission defense her last fight out. I think Lupi wins this one and wins it by decision. Buday by sub, I mean, it could happen. He's a brown belt. Lupi by sub, I would be pretty surprised. I mean, I bet Jandiroba to win by submission in her last fight against Angela Hill. If Verna's not subbing you, I'd be shocked if Lupi does. Lupi has the worst finish rate on the card. Lupita plus 360 sub or TKO. If there's a finish in this fight, it probably means Angela Hill's completely checked out. I'm just not sure she is. Devin Clark money line. I know a lot of people that are on it, and if you got early in the week, sure, but now I would not touch it. Loopy unanimous, minus 115. I think it is unanimous myself, but you can never trust these judges, right? Like Sal D'Amato could randomly give it a 29-28 Angela Hill. That's my only concern, but it should be unanimous. Loopy by decision, take my money. I like Loopy. Some ground and pound there. How much ownership for Loopy? How much ownership am I going to have, or the rest of the field? I don't have my projections on me, but I have a decent amount of Loopy. Yeah, if you got in on Clark plus 150, yeah, I think you did your job there. All right, we'll keep moving on. I have about 10 minutes before I need to get out of here. Got a wedding to go to. Bruno Silva, Gerald Mearshart. My best bet here is going to be the fight won't start round 3, minus 200. I do have a bet on this one. And even don't mind the fight won't start round 2. I don't see this getting extended. I think Silva goes out here and starches Mearshart in the very first round. I think stylistically, Mearshart, who if this fight hits the mat, he's going to be very live for a submission. He's super dangerous. Silva's been submitted 5 times. On the flip side, you have Bruno Silva. He hits like an absolute truck. He's going to have a massive advantage on the feet. And I just think he finishes Mearshart round 1 there. But I like getting the extra round. I like the fight won't start round 3. What is Bruno Silva by first round knockout? That's kind of how I see it playing. Bruno Silva, first round knockout. Yeah, they're kind of all over it. Plus 150, plus 175. Yeah, give me the fight won't start round 3. Covers both sides there, but I think Bruno Silva is the one to win. And it does win by first round knockout there. Yep, they're all over it. Silva is fire. Skip the wedding. I tried. I cannot bet against GM3 in good faith. I'm too big of a fan, and he's always just live. Yeah, he's like Paul Craig. I know people really like Paul Craig, but you know, I just don't like his chances in this fight. Do you like GM3's? Do you think GM3 has a chance? It all depends. I think it's up to Bruno Silva. I think if Bruno Silva makes a mistake, he absolutely has a chance, and that mistake would be going down to the mat with Mearshart, which we see time and time again for some reason. People do choose to go down to the mat with Mearshart. But we'll see. If he fights smart, he should knock out Mearshart in the first round. Clark looked terrible against Kudalaba. Yeah, kind of a different matchup, but yeah, he did. Budai or Ode would probably be a better pick. For what? No, weddings are fun. Enjoy the wedding to the max. Yeah, I'm hoping to get back by the main card. Would Bruno Silva beat Hamzat? No. Paul Craig's last fight was fun. That was fun to you? That took years off my life watching that. That was terrible. That fight was horrible. It felt like it was like a 30-minute fight. It was just awful. Craig and GM3 are both bums. Hey, they're specialists. They're submission specialists. You know, if they get it down to the mat, they're absolutely live. GM3 sucks. I wouldn't say he sucks. GM3 by sub worth a sprinkle. Yeah, if you like GM3, you bet him by sub. GM3 by sub is plus 500. Kind of like Tyson Nam. Like that's his win condition there. All right, moving on. Priscilla catch a beating or catch a wear. Somebody got mad at me for calling her catch a beating earlier today. It was pretty funny. The dude wrote like a story saying how I shouldn't call her catch a beating. So I offended the guy, and I'm sorry if I offended you, but we have Priscilla Cachoeira going against Ariana Lipski, the queen of violence, and I do think there's going to be some violence in this fight. We have plus 115. Fight doesn't go to decision. I did get it at plus 130 there. I think Lipski's live for a submission here if she gets on top. She's very good. And Cachoeira, her ground game is not good at all. She's been subbed twice. Cachoeira blocks punches with her face. Lipski has a ton of power. If Cachoeira is to win this fight, you got to believe it's by knockout. She hits very hard. Has Lipski recovered from the whole, hospital thing last week? What's her cardio going to look like? Lots of question marks in that aspect, but I think Lipski's really live for that sub. I think Cachoeira is really live to kind of break Lipski as the fight goes on. So the fight doesn't go to decision, plus 115, plus money. I don't mind a little shot on that. Catch a cheating. Absolutely catch a cheating. Bruno Silva don't have one punch KO power. Tell that to like a lot of people, but Wellington Turman, tell that to a lot of people. I love weddings, drinks all around. Yeah, I'd rather watch the fight. So, Had money on Craig, watching him slide on his ass toward Vulcan. He had a big bet on the freaking fight doesn't go. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. Let's keep by sub all day. I don't mind that. The guy is offended as a snowflake. Yeah, not a lot of people get offended from stuff like that, but there's always a couple that do get offended from like the nicknames and stuff. Zombie, and I'm a big fan of Cachoeira. Like, I'm not dissing her or nothing. Like, she's one of my favorite female fighters. I like her a ton. Yeah, Priscilla catches beating all the way. Do you think the point deduction's possible? Yeah, the point deduction's possible in all catch a beating fights. Do you like the Odie versus Nam fight doesn't go? Not at that price. Who? I don't know his name. Priscilla catch a beating. Cachoeira is hilarious. Yeah, I think it's pretty funny myself. DFS, what are your thoughts on parlaying a lot of your picks? I do have one parlay. It's Budai and Loopy. I'm not a big parlay guy, but that is the parlay I do have there for this week. Yeah, the sub will be there if she goes for it. All right, we'll keep moving on. You should not throw the mortgage on anything. Bankroll management is key. Nothing is ever a lock. All right, we'll keep moving on. We have Devin Clark going against Azamat Mirzakhanov, and my best bet. I don't have a bet on this fight. This is the only fight I do not have a bet on for the main card, but I would lean towards that Mirzakhanov inside the distance. I know people got in on Devin Clark earlier in the week, which, you know, you did your job. He was like plus 150. I think that was a good look. I do think Devin Clark, if this fight is to go to decision, is going to look probably like the favorite. Mirzakhanov is not a minute winner. He's super low volume. He has bad cardio. If this fight gets past the first round, I do have my concerns against Mirzakhanov. That's why I can't bet him here because of that cardio and that low volume. But I think if he does win the fight, it is probably in the first round, probably by knockout. Inside the distance, plus 120. I don't hate that. I would like a little bit better of odds, and I'm curious to see what the Mirzakhanov by first round knockout is. Plus 375, not terrible. Like, I literally think that's how he wins. If this fight does get extended, I have some concerns. Maybe look at this fight from a live betting standpoint. If this fight does get past the first round, maybe take a look at the live bet on Devin Clark, maybe at plus money. But, you know, I think Mirzakhanov does knock him out, but I just don't have a ton of confidence in the guy. Yeah, I think if Clark does win, it's by decision. Do you bet on the groin strikes? I think I might have done like maybe one bet like that. He went over Quinlan already. Yeah, I went over the Quinlan already. I pick him by knockout. Do you think Vera gets a title shot off a quick KO finish? I don't think he gets a title shot, but I think he'll, you know, be close. Be pretty close. All right, move on. We have Yasmin Haregi going against Lastman Lucindo. Both of these fighters looking very handsome at the ceremonial weigh-ins. That was one thing I noticed right off the bat. But another thing I noticed was me and Uncle Weezy do a show on Mondays called Probability, and they had the fight doesn't go to decision at plus 150. And I did hit it there. Both these fighters are very good finishers. Haregi, she's a savage on the feet, tons of power, tons of volume. And if Lucindo is not able to get this fight down to the mat, I think that Haregi does find that knockout finish. Lucindo coming in on short notice, cutting down to 115 for the first time in a while. If she does have success early with the grappling and starts to slow down, if you slow down against Haregi, she is going to finish you. So yeah, I think Haregi inside the distance. I think the fight doesn't go. Both these fighters, like I said, very good finishers. Haregi by knockout is plus 300. Haregi inside the distance is plus 200. I don't mind shots on that. I know it's a 115. Both these fighters are very, very good finishers. So Haregi, since fight doesn't go, plus 130 at this point is best bet for this fight. All right. What's up, Nick? How you doing? Where can you bet on the groin strikes? You can bet on it. Sorry, new to betting. What exactly does the fight mean? Is that like major significant strikes or something? So the fight starts round 2 means that the fight starts round 2. My internet's like messing up. Handsome contest, catch a beating or Jandaroba. It all depends if beating has that blue streak in her hair. If she has that blue streak in her hair, I would favor her. But without the blue streak, it's got to be Jandaroba. Jandaroba is extremely handsome. It took me a second to realize what fight we were on. LMAO, that was a good one. Yeah, absolutely. How often do you think it ends in round 1? Fight ends in round 2 or 3 plus 330. I'm actually predicting a first round knockout for Horegi. I think she comes out fast and gets the finish, but I don't know. It could be in round 2 or round 3. The most handsome fighter is, I think, Jandaroba. Do you think Cruz can get it done? I think he could. All right. All right, we'll keep going. I have about 5 minutes, and I'm a little bit late already, but we'll go 5 more minutes. We have David Onama, Nate Landwehr. I gave this play out last night, and it looks like it has been smashed, and rightfully so. I mean, it didn't make sense. David Onama to win is minus 355, minus 340, but his inside the distance line was minus 105, which just made no sense at all. I mean, he has a 100% finish rate. If he wins, it's going to be by knockout. Nate Landwehr's been finishing 3 of his 4 losses. That line made no sense, and I'll still go with that. David Onama to win inside the distance, minus 135. I like that. Again, a 100% finish rate. Landwehr's been finishing 3 of his 4 losses. Landwehr is very, very, very hittable. He's been knocked out twice in the UFC. Got knocked out by Herbert Burns, got knocked out by Julian Erosa. David Onama hits much, much, much harder than both those guys. You do not want to be hittable against a guy like David Onama. So, Juan Adams got knocked out, did he? Oh, boy. David Onama inside the distance, minus 135. I think he finishes there. A lot of people are on Landwehr, though. A lot of people are on Landwehr. Maybe like a live bet for Landwehr. Maybe a live bet situation here for Landwehr. I think it gets knocked out. 31 likes. Yeah, let's get the likes up, guys. Let's do it. Garrett with the dono, $5 saying, appreciate the breakdowns. Enjoy the wedding. Hopefully you can watch the main card. Yeah, that's my goal. I'm going to try to get out of there by 7, get back for the main card, enjoy the rest of the fights, but I will be missing the prelims, which is fine. I don't have a ton of bets on the prelims. I think my first bet on the prelims, is the Martin Budai fight. So probably going to miss that, which sucks, but it is what it is. Big Brain Brady looking effing good. Are you on the sauce that Dana's on? I am not on the Bresky sauce. I am not, or the Quinlan sauce. I am not. All right, one last fight here. Hey Brady, a shout out from Sydney, Australia. Good luck on the bets. Good luck to you as well. All right, we have Marlon Vera going against Dominic Cruz, and I do have a bet on this fight. I have 2 bets on this fight. I have a big bet on the finish only for Marlon Vera, and I'm going to double check and see if it's still there on DraftKings. But I got it on Bet Online at minus 325. And on DraftKings, they did have it at minus 360, and it's still there. So my best bet on this fight is going to be Marlon Vera, finish only at minus 360 on DraftKings Sportsbook. Finish only, the same thing as scorecards equals no action. Finish only, the same thing as decision no bet, which is on FanDuel. This means that if there's a finish in this fight, it's going to come from Marlon Vera. And I think those odds should be wider. I really do. Dominic Cruz has the 2nd worst finish rate on the entire card. The 1st worst is Loopy. The 3rd worst is Angela Hill. Dominic Cruz has 3 finishes in the last 15 years. One of those being like a doctor stoppage. I think 1 by knock and 1 by sub. Marlon Vera, 7 losses, almost 30 career fights, no finish losses. I don't think he's ever even been knocked down. Marlon Vera, 15 finishes in the last 10 years. I mean, outside a doctor stoppage, a cut stoppage, an injury, it's just really hard to see Dominic Cruz finishing Marlon Vera here. So, I like that Marlon Vera finish only. Does it hit? I personally think it does. I personally think that Marlon Vera does find a finish at some point in this fight. But even if it voids, I mean, it's a bet I would take. It's a bet I've had circled for a couple weeks now, that finish only. I just really don't think that Dominic Cruz is finishing Marlon Vera. If you like Dominic Cruz by decision is the way to go. They have on DraftKings that decision only as well. I think that's a good look. But for me, I'm on Vera, the finish only, and I have a really big bet on that. If Dominic Cruz finishes Marlon Vera, I will get my ass shaved bad tonight. All right. Couple more questions, then we will get out of the chat here. Wedding, those are the best. I'm a dancing fool. Yeah, no dancing for me. Brady, let's go. What is up, Jordan? Vera live. Yeah, if you like Vera live bet after first round, he's going to lose the first round. Cheeto finish only should be like minus 750. I think it should be minus 900. If this fight finishes 10 times, I think that fight finishes on the Vera side 9 out of 10. And that one time it doesn't, I honestly think it's like a cut stoppage or an injury, which this is MMA. It could happen, but I don't know. I just don't see it. Top 5 winners. I like Lupi. I like Budai. I like Bruno Silva. I like Benitez. Those are 4 I really like. After that, I don't know. Thanks, Brady. Have fun at the wedding. Appreciate you, Andy Mush. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out. Leave a like on your way out. Subscribe to the channel. Monday we'll have the Dana White Contender Series content. I'm also going to push really hard for the 278 content, and then one more week until we get this week off. It's been a 12-week stretch. We are in week 11. It's been a grind. I remember we were like 6 weeks in. I was like, man, I need a break. This is terrible. But yeah, 11 weeks in, still grinding, still doing good. It should be fun. Best of luck, guys. Leave a like, subscribe, all the good stuff, and good luck for UFC San Diego.